In this chapter, we'll look at how xPhrase organizes its sounds using combis or combinations and patches. We'll also discuss how to create, rename, save, and load both combis and patches. For starters, xPhrase is always in a mode called Combi. Combis are created using up to 4 patches. In other words, you start building a combi by programming patches or by loading existing patches in one of the 4 patch slots available. Slots are named A, B, C, and D, and a LED tells you if the patch is active or not. To load a combi, select the Combi tab, double-click on the desired folder, followed by a double-click on the desired combi inside the folder. By default, the name in the preset field corresponds to the combi currently loaded. Clicking on this icon will toggle the display between patches, phrases, and combis. Select another slot to display the patch or phrase associated with the slot, and all parameters associated with the patch and phrase are updated as well. Each patch in a combi retains its own settings, and to edit these settings, you need to select the slot you want to edit. To view or change the settings in slot C, for example, select it. The phrase generator is now different. But taking a closer look, you'll also notice that all parameter settings change as you select different slots. To better understand what's happening here, let's initialize a combi and start at ground 0. Go up 1 level to the combi root and double-click the initialize combi at the bottom of the list. This action will initialize the combi and load a default sawtooth waveform. We're now ready to build a combi on our own. An easy way to start your own combi is to use existing patches. In order for you to hear what building a combi really implies, let's keep the slot A active with the current default sound and select the slot B. Now the settings for slot B are visible, but not active, so let's activate slot B. When hitting a note on the keyboard, the LED under B will change from orange to yellow, as does the slot A. This means that both slots are playing a sound. The Voices field displays the number of voices used by each slot, while the Global Voices displays the total number of voices used by the combi when playing notes on the keyboard, or when playing back recorded MIDI events. While slot B is selected, let's load another patch from the file browser. The file structure of patches in the xPhrase browser is similar to Combis, except that when you load a patch, only the selected slot is affected. Now if you play a note on the keyboard, the default patch in slot A plays at the same time as the patch in slot B. To rename a patch in any slot, select it from the patch selector, click the patch's name, and type a new name for it. You can save your customized patches in order to use them in other combis later. Click the patch name field and rename My New Patch. To save a patch, make sure it's selected. Then choose a destination for it in the file browser. In this example, My Custom Patches folder. Right-click if you're on a PC or Control-click on a Mac over the slot button you wish to save, and select Save Patch from the context menu. You can add folders to the xPhrase content folder, like the My Custom Patches folder. Folders are useful to organize your own combis, patches, phrases, or samples. Create a folder on your hard disk inside the content folder of xPhrase. If you erase or move folders from this location, xPhrase will not display the content in the file browser anymore. You can also save and rename customized combis to use them in other projects. To rename a combi, right-click on a PC or Control-click on a Mac and select Rename Combi option and type the new name for your combi. You can also delete a combi this way. To save a combi, right-click on the patch selector, this time choosing the Save Combi option. Create a combi using existing patches. Saving these combis and managing them is quite easy. Make sure to check out the next chapter to see how to use, edit, and save phrases using the phrase generator.